Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeff, the founder of Worldwide Cyclery, and it is that time of year again, springtime. All the brands are coming out with new products and some pretty cool and exciting stuff. Today, we're talking about a new carbon wheel, and surprisingly, it's not just another carbon wheel. Let's talk about it. So this is the 3Zero Moto wheel set from ZIPP. ZIPP, if you're not familiar with them, they have an iconic name sort of in the road side of the cycling industry, being known for just the absolute best and most technologically advanced road components, mostly rims and wheel sets, but they also do seat posts and stems and bars and everything like that. They manufacture everything in Indianapolis, Indiana, which is cool. That's where their carbon facility is and where they're putting just crazy amount of technology into all of the carbon products that they produce there. This is their first foray into the mountain bike world. ZIPP is under the SRAM umbrella. They've been for about a decade now, although the company is about 30 plus years old. So when you have SRAM behind you, obviously they have a lot of that input from the mountain bike side coming in and utilizing ZIPP's just phenomenal carbon technology and manufacturing processes. So when I heard ZIPP was coming out with a carbon mountain bike wheel, I was, of course, curiosity was piqued because their reputation is just par none, just absolute top shelf in the road world and just anything carbon, right, in that road world. So carbon mountain bike wheel from ZIPP. What's different about it? Because that's always the next thing I ask when I hear about new products, which a lot are coming out this time of year. And carbon wheels, man, I feel like everyone has those. There's so many opinions around all the different brands and cheap ones and expensive ones and all of that. What's unique about this one? Well, right off the bat, it's single wall. So I haven't seen a single wall like high-end mountain bike rim in ages. I don't even think I've ever seen a single wall mountain bike rim that was a higher end rim, let alone a carbon rim. They all have some form of like double wall box in there. Fully single wall. The idea behind that is a lot of things. Most notably is sort of the compliance they wanted out of there. A lot of the complaints about carbon wheels are they're just too stiff and they feel super boxy, which can be nice when you're like pushing into a corner and that energy pushes right through, almost like a slalom track or a berm is good. But when you start hitting chattery rocks or chattery sort of off-camber bumpy corners, that's where you really feel like you're getting almost bounced off line because the wheel just has no compliance. That's what they're doing here. So their idea with this is like ankle compliance. And the thing is imagine a runner running around a corner and your legs are angling, but your feet are staying flat on the ground. So this rim is actually meant to pivot around that spoke bed. So when you hit a rock, whether you're going in a straight line or you're cornering, the rim is meant to just pivot around. And that's to keep the thing feeling basically compliant and to keep your tires on the ground. It is pretty noticeable when you ride these things. It actually does feel different. It's sort of like this beautiful harmony between the flex of an aluminum wheel set and a carbon wheel set being nice and stiff. And they've already got results behind it. So Jerome Clements has already won an Enduro World Series on it. It's already got a podium on another EWS race. They've been testing these things since 2016, mostly at Windrock Bike Park that's out there in Tennessee. That place is filled with gnarly rocks and sort of like a good homeland for ZIPP and RockShox to test all their new products. So yeah, I'm excited for these and we've got some time on them so far. We don't have a long-term review, of course, because this is kind of the announcement and release date for them right now, but we're going to be riding them for extensive amount of time. Adam actually went to Portugal to spend a week riding these things along with the new RockShox stuff. And yeah, let's dive into some of the on-trail performance and the technical details now. All right, so these wheels, the set is $19.99 and the rim alone, which you can buy, which is pretty cool if you want to custom build these things, rim alone is $700. They are made for aggressive trail / enduro specific riding. It's a 32-hole wheel set with a 3-cross lace pattern, so good thing to consider right there. They come in 27.5 and 29, and for the weights, the rims do have a lifetime warranty, which is more or less commonplace with the carbon rims out there on the market today. The name of these things, 3Zero Moto, that refers to the actual rim internal width. It's got a 30 millimeter internal width and a 37.5 millimeter external width. You can obviously put a huge variety of tire sizes on that, probably anywhere from a 2.2 to a 2.7. Color-wise, you have 8 choices of color for your speed stripes right there, and then you have 2 choices of color, chrome or stealth stealth black for the larger ZIPP logo. All the decals on these things are completely removable, so if you just wanted to do that raw, beautiful carbon look, you could just peel all the decals off, which is a nice feature. I like that. The hub set on these things are the ZIPP ZM1s. It's a 52-point engagement rear hub. Variety of different end caps and spacing option for these things. Please check below in the video description for the link to our blog post, which has a lot more details in terms of the availability of these things, all the different hub options and color options, and all the other little technical specs as well. All right, Adam, you've got an entire week riding these wheels, much more time than I have. I was pretty amazed at how they rode and how they actually sort of did what ZIPP said in terms of that ankle compliance. I've never felt a carbon wheel like that. What did you think?
So I can definitely say that I was impressed. I initially came from riding some aluminum wheels when I first got there, so it was a direct comparison, aluminum to carbon.
Same trail, like same trail aluminum, then carbon.
Back to back. And I can say that you could definitely notice the ankle compliance. It seemed to kind of give a little bit more, especially under the fast, chunky sections. I noticed my hands weren't getting as sore. I was able to hold my line, and it just kind of sucked up a lot of that chunk, more so than the aluminum would. And it just felt good. It felt super compliant. I was able to hold that line. Another thing that I really enjoyed was the feeling when I would land jumps. It wouldn't hop, it would kind of just land and stick, which was definitely kind of a unique feeling. And it kind of took a little getting used to, but once I did, it felt awesome.
Yeah, no, I mean, just, my initial ride on the things, like, they don't feel like a normal carbon rim. Like, they have a very unique feel to them, which is pretty impressive. Probably definitely a product that if you have the opportunity to get out there, demo it, ride your buddy's bike that has some, or come to a shop that's got them for demo. Yeah, something that you kind of have to like ride and then really be like, oh wow, that actually is a little different.
Yeah, I mean, especially doing the back-to-back testing, it really gave you a great idea of what was different, what changed, and I actually had time to sit down and discuss it with Jerome Clements, who was big in creating them, testing them. So yeah, let's go check that out and see what he had to say.
Hi, this is Jerome Clements. We are in Sintra, Portugal, introducing the new ZIPP 3Zero Moto wheel. So basically, this is something really new. We've been working on this project. So ZIPP has been working on this project since 2012. I'm involved since 2 years now, testing and developing these wheels. It's a single wall carbon wheel based on a moto concept to give a better traction and more grip on the wheel, a bit more compliance compared to the cage design that is used in the wheel since the 1930s. We've been testing a lot. We start on my side testing 7 different wheels from ZIPP. Then we change, we pick some and make them evolve to this set. And for me, this is a really cool innovation. It's a different experience on the bike, and it will really help first the traction in the corner. Your wheel will flex and follow the ground. It's a bit more compliant, so better comfort when you ride, less feedback from the ground, and more control. You can pick your line better, like you don't bounce off the rocks, it tracks. And it comes with the tire whiz system that we improve, so you can have live pressure on your Garmin or on your phone, and there is also some advice of the pressure you should run depending on which kind of terrain you ride, which tire diameter. So this is a lot of good feature. It's also reduced the pinch flat because the wheel is moving around the spokes, and just make the wheel, I think, totally different from what you have tried so far.
Well, there you have it, another carbon wheel set on the market, but to me this one's actually pretty interesting. I'm always skeptical of new carbon wheel sets coming out, but ZIPP being ZIPP and the name, the weight that name carries is pretty important, and actually riding these things was legitimately impressive. And I tried to really not let that sort of like placebo effect into my head around like, oh, this whole ankle compliance thing, but you can actually notice it and it's pretty cool. And just the single wall rim, like that's different, that's unique. Really excited to spend more time on these things. This might be the first set of carbon wheels I actually put on my bike and leave on there, even though I'm not a huge Anyways, another thing we forgot to mention was that the wheel set does come with the Tire Whiz, which can link up to your Access app, which is pretty cool. This little thing tells you your tire pressure on an app, and has little fancy features to it to where if you set a specific PSI you want front and rear, it'll actually blink at you and let you know if you're not in that specific range. So kind of convenient as opposed to having to put a pressure gauge on your tire before every single ride. Love that feature. Love what ZIPP/SRAM are doing with this wheel and sort of the innovative touch that they brought to the market with it. Pretty excited about these things. Let us know down in the comments what you guys think, if you're still in the market for a carbon wheel set, and if so, would this be the one? Hit that subscribe button and we'll see you guys in the next one.